Markets in free fall. Epstein files get released. What else? Satanic pedophilic cult gives out awards to all their good little followers last night. And the market continues to tank. Well, what a weekend. This is... Now, there's no celebration when the price goes down, obviously. But, I mean, if you're out of the denial phase, which a lot of us really aren't, I am. I've been out of denial. I've been looking forward to it, actually. You know, like once you change your frame of mind, right? And you say, okay, well, that's not going to happen. Now let's prepare for what is going to happen. Then it all starts to make sense. And now you can live your life a little more realistically, right? Start putting together the future, right? If the future you wanted didn't come in Q4 of 2025, well, it's now time to plan the future you want for 2028, 29. All the while, there are some optionalities in your life that you should probably bring into the system for the next 3 years. And here's the good news that, like, I was having a conversation yesterday with someone who wanted to sell. And it's the normie, right? It's like, yeah, it's like, it's getting too low. I want to sell. I'm like, come on. Like, I've had this conversation with this person many times. I'm like, we have a deal. When you want to sell, you phone me and we talk about it. And it's like, listen, this is the opportunity that you missed. So it's his cost basis is almost probably lower than he bought in. It's like, this is the next opportunity for you. So what would have happened if it went up? That was all you would have had. You know, you have the opportunity to get more exposure now as we move forward that you never would have. You were just locked and loaded for them. Maybe that was enough for him, right? I mean, he's not like he does this for a living. He's just a normie. But you know, what this looks like is a old-fashioned bear flag. We just go from bear flag to bear flag. This is what it's all about, right? This should be exciting. Once you wrap your mind around it, it just gets exciting, right? So here's another. What's going on here? Do I have to hit this thing every goddamn time? Now you take the ball, you slide it all to the breakout point, and then we're all at, 67.7. Put that in. 67.7. Saw someone say time for a reversal. Do you really want a reversal? Like, this is my question. Now a reversal would, I don't know, throw some relief on the fire, but we're not getting out of this. It's not like we're going to reverse to all-time highs. You know, once you bring your mind around it, you know, that train is left the station and it's not coming back, then the concept of a relief is like, well, just let's get on with it, right? It's like, I've come to watch the bear market movie. Let's act 2, act 3, act 4. Let's just keep going, right? It's at the point too where I'm starting to feel a cleanse, you know, like, I don't know if you can put your finger on it, but like when you doom scroll through your ex Plato's wall, the sentiment is unbelievable. I've never really, sometimes I think people are trolling because it's like, they can't be like, although, you know, when I see these big channels, I have to assume that their goal is to rip you off. So they're just trying to troll you to get engagement. I can't believe that this, like, they're actually saying these things. But then when I realize, oh, they're all grifters and they have these massive channels that just constantly rip people off. And people love to watch lies, right? That's what I could never get my head around. It's like, what's going on with these massive channels? People love lies. People like to get their bullish taint tickled, right? They don't want the truth. They want their bullish taint tickled all the way to the bottom. As long as their taint's being tickled, they don't care what the price is, right? It's weird. It's weird to wrap your mind around it from my point of view. 67.7 is where this is playing out, if it plays out. Now, we should want it, because the quicker we get to the bottom, the quicker your life begins with the next opportunity. Really, like DCAing into this crisis is actually one of the most comforting things I ever began to. I've always said this. I feel more comfortable in a bear market. Like there's, where you stand in a bear market, and it's almost like Bitcoiners, we need the adversity. Because when you really think of the upside of being in Bitcoin, 12 days a year, of not even upside, just 12 days of volatility, right? So the descriptor of being in this for as long as we have isn't pretty. When you put in the majority of your net worth and 12 days a year, it moves, and the rest, it just kind of goes against you or doesn't do anything and kind of bores you out. It's hard to get people's attention like that, and that is another signal, right? When you go to your Plato's wall and you see nothing but just incredible apathy, sadness, despair, like the world's falling for these people. And it's weird because it's like, I always ask, wasn't this person been around for a long time? Like, is this the first bear market they've ever experienced? It can't be. This can't be the first bear market for these people. Or do we just forget? I don't. I thrive in a bear market. Bear market is to me is the pruning of the peach tree. And I've always believed in that my whole life. Like that's where the Fibonacci's come in, right? When the peach tree grows too big, in order for it to grow more, you have to prune it, get it smaller so it can get bigger. It's like when you're growing your hair out, right? Which I've done many times in my life. When you grow your hair out, you have to cut it as it grows, or else it grows out like a homeless man, right? Now that might be the look you're looking for, but it wasn't for me when I grew my hair out. Growing my hair out was always a bad idea because I romanticized it. It's like, it'd be great to have long hair, wouldn't it? And then it starts growing. You're like, that's a work in progress. It's gonna get better. And you literally, I guess this is why I like a bear market. Growing your hair out is like being in a bear market. It always looks bad. There's these levels of not so bad, and then it gets bad again. And then the weight is looping up, and then it's looping down, then it's looping in, and then it's all bad, right? And then you finally get to where you want to be, and you're like, nah, cut it off. It's like a mustache too. When I grow the mustache, I think this is going to be great. This is going to be great. And then I get it, and you're like, this is not great. I'm going to shave it off. Somebody said something about bull Bitcoin. I haven't checked it. I don't know. I have a set it and forget it with bull Bitcoin, but I'll look into it. Maybe it's something. Did you guys see the Anthony Pompliano Epstein file thing? I don't have it. I should probably have it. I just thought of it when I was thinking about these big channels. Because I always wonder about these big channels. Like, how are they so big? Now, they do provide some decent information. But it seems like a network when you really think about it. When you think about some of these big channels, they do seem like a network. Same people on the same, interchanging with different faces of channels, right? Anyway, the long and the short of it is, who knows? Like, I think we're getting a dump of so much information, truths and falsities that we're drowning in it. So it could be a lot of red herrings. But anyway, I think the long and short of it was that he was extorting some guy for $10,000 or something like that. Now, would that surprise you? It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, he was one of those FTX shillers. It's another thing about these big channels. So they shill FTX. They make millions of dollars off affiliate links from their subscribers, and then they get wrecked because FTX goes down and nothing happens. I use this comparison. There's this musician in this city that I'm friends with. Great guy, great musician. But he screws up so many gigs. Like we're talking no show. Like he'll be booked on a Thursday night and I'll see my friend has the bar and I'll say, hey, how was so-and-so? And he's like, he just no-showed. And if I were to do a gig and no-show, that person would never talk to me again and that would be it. I would lose that gig forever. But something about this guy, he has weird, people have empathy and sympathy for him. And they're like, yeah, he did. I guess he couldn't make it. I'm like, what do you mean? He did? Well, did he tell you? Did he tell you he did? What's good? No, just didn't show. And he gets booked there. Yeah, he booked him again when he was feeling better, right? But like when I think of these channels, like I couldn't imagine shilling millions of dollars worth of FTX affiliate links, ruining my fan base and just carrying on. Like nothing happened. That's why it's a network. You know, it's a weird network these people are in where it's almost like a chosen gas pedal for what it's worth. Anyway, Johnny December. Haven't worked in 5 years, so it was time to do something now that my house and life has settled down. I pretty much, Johnny, I've been saying we got to get a piano bar down there. Like this should be number one priority, right? Because that, to me, that's the life. Imagine having a little bar, some tropical paradise that on the weekends was a piano bar. Come on. It'd be unbelievable. Let's take a look at some other charts here. We got the ding dong. See, well, look at this. I was going to do the bling because I did it on Friday. It's like, I'll just put this in here. 80K. So here we are, 80K-ish. There's the peepers. Now we're in this old channel of dissension that goes way back. See how, whoa. This basically goes back to the all-time high. When we started our epic descent from 126, we basically followed this channel of dissension. And here we are back in it. So, I mean, here's the good, bad news. If we were to get that relief that, you know, may or may not happen, which I hope doesn't happen. I hope we just go and where's 67? 67 is right here. That's where the bear flag plays out to. I would say we would probably extend 67 and hit all the way down to this channel of descension support at 64,108. Let's put it in over here. It'd be a shame not to. 64. Let's go 64 cash. That's what this channel of dissension would be. Well, we can steal the peepers from here and put it here. 64 cash. What's going on with hey. Here's a little bit of hopium. Oh, look at this bear flag. This is from this first bear flag playing out the 60K-ish. A couple of confluential marks around that 60K-ish, of course. There's also the psychological factor of 65 and 60, right? Once you break these, we're in the law of large numbers, so we're going to be attracted to the fives, the zeros, right? Anything in between would just be a stagnant, boring market, right? We need the marquee numbers. Now, this does look like what some legacy analysts would call bullish divergence. We got price action making lower lows, and we have the MACD. Can you guys work with me? MACD making higher lows. That is what some legacy analysts in this the Bitcoinosphere would call. What about the RSI? Not really. RSI is, well, I mean, it's a little bit of hidden bullish divergence because it is slightly, no, it's more like lower lows and equal lows, which is still bullish, but not as bullish as the MACD. So that's, I mean, bullish divergence on the daily chart is good. but it's really only good in an upward trend. We're, going to call a spade a spade. When we're in a downward trend, a lot of these patterns just don't really play out because we're in an overall trend. Your trend is your friend till the end. But, if we were to see how this could possibly play out would be the bullish divergence comes into play and we maybe rally back up to 85,369. Let's change that. 85,369. .3. That would just put us back into our channel of eternal monotony, right? So how really great is that? It's better than where we are now, depending on your delusion, right? If you are in a bullish delusion, which I am on a long-term horizon, I don't have a bullish delusion in the short term. I think this is 2026 is kind of playing out the way any bear market would. Just disappointment, despair, narratives challenged, everything that comes along with a bear market and a crypto winter, right? If you forgot what it feels like, just go on X and see your favorite large creators in despair. Right? They should all be excited if they were real. If they're really into it. Now, I always say a lot of these creators, if the trombone was popular, they would just switch their channel to trombones, right? So you'll see the real OGs, will be championing this and hopefully presenting an opportunity for anyone that's watching the millions of people that watch their channel, maybe. I don't know. So there we have some bullish divergence going on the daily chart. On the weekly, we have broken out of our bear flag, right? Now, this could also, look at the absolute perfection that this plan played out to, is starting to give me the creeps, to put it to you bluntly. Like, when I was talking about how this would play out, did I think it would throw a wick to within $100 to the target? Yeah, I kind of did. I mean, I wouldn't make the scenario if I didn't think it would happen. But I actually thought it would go over and get rejected. But it just goes right up to the bull market rejection zone, gets rejected. And what a way it got rejected. I mean, look how much it got rejected. For instance, once it hit the peepers, it got rejected 24%. It's crazy. That is, on any metric, a massive rejection, an epic rejection. So usually we lost this support. You can see here all this wick graveyard was kind of keeping us at support in this bear flag. But now we got out of it. So next stop from here, what is this line doing here? Oh, okay. This is the top of this last little channel, which is what is it? 69K. Yeah, I mean, would that be so crazy? 69, like, take a look at this. What 69K is from here? 8%. I mean, we've gone double 2.5. That's in 2 weeks, right? So it's 8% to the. Remember, we're talking about the downside. In this trend, Bitcoin loves the downside, right? So 8% to the downside is nothing. Now 8% to the upside, the equivalent move would put us, back into the bottom of this bear flag. So it's like, who cares, right? That we didn't really make a move. To me, I'm just looking for the massive moves now, just to facilitate where we need to be. Steve, 69K would be a buying opportunity of a lifetime. Hit the likes, people. Hit it all day long. Hit the likes while you listen to this. So Oh, you do. Thank you, Carl Elder, for the super chat. Yeah. I remember that from the last. I guess it wouldn't be the bear market. I remember you'd always put that into your super chat. That's why it came back to me just like that. It's like, oh, there it is. There it is. Thank you very much, Carl Elder. So now, once you break support of 69K, we would be heading towards the 200 moving average. Now, this is essentially what we do. It's almost an inevitability. That's why if we know what's going to happen, it's like we're watching a slow motion car accident. We know the car is going to flip off the bridge and start tumbling down the cliff and then end up in the bottom of the Mediterranean, right? We know that's happening. So let's just make it happen. Why not? I don't want to watch I'd rather the car accident fall off the bridge straight into the Mediterranean than hit the cliff, bounce, go down the side, and then keep bouncing back and forth. So 69K down to the 200 moving average, which I guess so I put 56K-ish. Yeah, but where is I have the bottom of the bear market here of 2009, 29K. Now, what would make sense there is that, let's say just this kind of rolls over. That would be the 200 moving average, that is. It rolled over to 29K. That would be a 50% drop from the 200 moving average. Now, why I think that's not really a thing is that generally, besides 2022, we don't really, go that much under the 200 moving average, even in the depths of a bear market. So remember, that was 50% from the 200 moving average. And I'm working it out in my mind, how unfeasible that is, but that would be absolute max pain. So max pain is that we didn't get the blow off top. That was the first max pain. But usually max pain comes in threes, right? It's not like there's trade-offs. Oh, we didn't get I hear that a lot. We didn't get the blow off top, so we're not going to get a horrible crypto winter. No, the two things aren't related. That's just called the common cope, right? It would make sense in a legit fair world that if we didn't get a blow off top, we would be rewarded with a subtle bear market, right? No, there's no correlation. But let's just see how far we did go under the 200 moving average back in 2022. Let's see where would be the farthest. 33%. Wow. I mean, it's not crazy. We're talking about 20% difference. E-money, that would wreck Sailor, right? No, I don't think so. I think it would put him in, I don't know. Like, when I think about Sailor and anyone else in this, like, what do we really know about him? There's no gurus, right? Gurus are just something we make up in our mind. Did he, with his team of AI, did he dot all the I's, cross the T's? Does he know that it has to hit this point before it implodes? Maybe. I would like to think he has. I would like to think he maybe brought in a couple actuaries to look over the numbers besides the AI. I don't know. When I do a lot of AI math, I can bully it into wrong answers. I can bully it into the answer I want. So I don't think AI is good with num-nums. I think it's got a real blind side to num-nums. I used to always say that when I was bartending to my bar back. No num-nums. I don't know what that makes. That's short for numbers. Anyway, so over the 200 moving average, see, even back here, the 200 moving average rarely curls down. I mean, that would be a novel experience. The 200 moving average actually That would have to be, we were, for more than 200 days, we were, heading downwards. Which would make sense. So in the depths of this bear market, so you can imagine this, right? Let's go out to September, October. It's only in 6 or 7 months. That's what's super exciting. In 6 or 7 months, we will be at the beginning again. Now, Johnny December, let's do a get-together. Managing Sundiver Beach Resort, 12-room private resort on the island, only inclusive option here. Let's chat during piano bar or hit me up in socials. My question is, Johnny December, is there a piano bar at this beach resort? Because when you think about it, it almost seems like all the pieces are coming together. And that's why I maintain this channel, because this is a network, right? This is a network. Can you imagine? Now, there's a lot of people that watch this stream that don't watch the piano stream. Johnny December is a big supporter. He actually puts it on a bar all the time. Wouldn't it be something if that all came together? It'd be unbelievable, right? Johnny December, nope, but I can find a keyboard or two from people who play music on the island. I could even send it down. I mean, if we're gonna do it, I'll just send down the gear we need, right? Anyway, thank you very much for the super chat, Johnny. Much appreciated. We'll talk. I mean, this is the thing. These ideas get percolated, right? We've been percolating this idea for a long time, haven't we? Like it's been a couple of years. So that'd be exciting. Now let's get back to this. The novel aspect of this weekly close under the 200 moving average is 33%, and no one thought that would happen. Do you remember? Because for that to happen, we had to break under the previous all-time high, which we never did. So it was a novel experience in the charts, right? These things happen. And I think they probably occur more once they start. You know what I mean? Because we're just going off of like 4 epoch data center, right? There's just 4 sets of numbers that we're kind of going. So anything changes, it's new, right? But the future of Bitcoin is going out into, the next century. So we're going to see novel experiences in the charts happen. So like, would it really surprise you if we went down 33% here and then the following bear market, we increased that? We went down 50%. I know it would hurt a lot, but like I said before, we're not guaranteed anything. There's no trade-offs. Well, we didn't get a blow off top, so we're not going to get such a violent bear market. There's no guarantees, right? That's the beauty of life. Once you really embrace there's no guarantees and you're out on your own, you're literally on your own, except for your network, except for your family, maybe your friends, but I would probably lean on my family more. Multi-sig dum-dum. Matty, think you could give a amateur editor a helping hand with editing my camping trip videos? They don't have zing or pop. Well, here's what I've learned, multi-sig dummy. Zing and pop, it's great if there's no zing and pop to zing and pop, if you know what I mean. Like if the video is kind of boring, it's hard to zing and pop a boring video. But if you just, cut out the fat, I think that's where, people, and you can feel it. The best thing to do is to make a initial cut, a cut one, and watch it with someone. Because this is what I've learned from producing music and editing videos, is that when you're doing it by yourself, you don't understand the flow of attention, right? You think you do. You think you're hitting all the marks, but you really feel it on the first share, whether it's your wife or your buddy or whoever. When you share it for the first time, you can feel attention voids. You can just, I don't know, it's apparent. It's like a weird frequency. This is too long. This is boring. They're drifting. You can just sense it, right? And that's from years of producing music and playing demos for people. It's like, oh, no, it doesn't work. It's only until it's in front of people. And that's why like playing live to me is so important, because you are really in the alchemy of entertainment. Because like if you watch the Piano Bar enough, we cut songs short. We get out of songs when we can. Why? Because we feel the alchemy of the crowd, right? Now, we didn't do that before because we weren't as experienced. When we started the Piano Bar, we played songs exactly like the CD. wherever the song was from 1979, verse, chorus, solo, middle eight, chorus, outro. We did it like that. Now we don't, because we have a better understanding of the alchemy of a live audience, what's going on in real time. So when you make that edit, multi-sig dum-dum, watch it with one person, and you'll feel it. You'll feel where you have to re-edit it. And the real skill is not with like, yeah, I could give you advice, but I don't really know what is important in like a camping thing. I'm getting off topic here, but the best thing to do, my advice to you would be to share it with one person. Have a private viewing with one, and you'll get it. You'll feel it, and you'll go, oh, yeah, there you go. I wouldn't share it in the Discord, multi-sig. Share it with one person, but you have to do it live. Like you can't put it in the Discord and have people watch it, because you'll probably get people saying it's great, right? You don't want that. You need to feel the alchemy of a live presence, and you'll get it. So watch it with someone, a buddy, your girlfriend, your wife, whoever, and you'll feel it. I guarantee it. Let's check with this gold. Do you remember on Friday it was like 55, and I was like, well, I could, it would probably go to the 61.8% fib. And what did it do? It went past it, threw a wick way down past the 78.6, the 50 moving average, and then kind of fought its way back to the 61.8% fib. Right? And here we are. That's just what markets do, especially, not Bitcoin market. Bitcoin doesn't have this massive blow off top that gold did. But look at this. Like this is where TA starts to kind of make sense. In retrospect, obviously, everything makes sense. But look at this spinning top candle of indecision right at the top, right? Are we going up? Where's retail? Retail's flocking in. Oh, and that's when the smart money goes, okay, dump it on those plebs. And it goes, what was this drawdown? Keep in mind, this is a gold. This is gold. Like we forget, but when gold moves 2%, that's a big day. Like you'll have all the retards on like CNBC going, oh my God, what's happening with gold? What is that 2% sway to the mother? Must be geopolitical. They'll make up a ton of excuses for a 2% move. Right now, 22% move, a 10x higher than like ground shaking 2% move, right? We saw to the downside, which is unbelievable. Matty Grimes, all markets are rigged. Yeah, the embracement you have to take with the concept of all markets are rigged, and to a certain degree, I do agree with you. It's what got me out of the trading Forex, because it's like this is my stop hunter, like my stop hunter conspiracy, But the reason why it was a conspiracy was because I didn't understand that there was an A book and a B book, and once I found out there was an A book and a B book, I was vindicated. Like, oh, so they do see, so their back end does see my stop losses. So there is data showing the provider of this exchange where my stop, so they do see it. Yeah, well, how can it not be fixed, right? But the bright side to it is that you have to have a low time horizon to outsmart the markets, right? It's the only way you do it, because what it's going to do is it's going to try to bully you back and forth. Like the beginning of this video, my friend saying, I think I'm going to sell. That's the market bullying, a kind of a novice out of the market, right? That's what it does. And it shouldn't, because it doesn't really care about him anyway, right? These are all the retail, the general market doesn't care about retail. It's a rounding error. It's a wick. I always say that these wicks, that's retail. This wick here, retail. So watch. Retail watches. Should I buy? 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 Oh my God, it's 5,400. Yeah, I'm going to buy. They buy. Boom. Sends a little bit of a wick up, and then it dumps. And they're like, oh my God, should I sell? Should I sell? Should I sell? Oh my God, should I sell? Should I sell? Oh, it's already at 4,700. I think pianomattyb said it was going to hit the 61.8% fib. I'm going to sell. And they sell. Boom, wick, boom. Now they're out. They got out at the top and out at the bottom. It's like the movie we've seen a million times. There's no way around it. But there's one way around it. You turn it off. You pick up the trombone. You get your gi out of the closet. You maybe go back to jiu-jitsu. Go back to taekwondo. Do something, right? Build your life up while the market is trying to bully everybody out, right? That they don't even care about. That's the thing. Most people think that retail is an important aspect of it. No, it's a rounding error. Retail is a rounding error, especially in these massive market caps. Because as humans, we don't really fully understand. I fully don't understand how much money it takes to move, let's say, a gold market of $30 trillion. I don't even know what $30 trillion is, right? How much is it? Is $30 trillion the Empire State Building stacked on top of each other to Mars and back? Is that what but they're $100 bills? We don't know what that is. Is it? Did I get it right? Yeah, it's $100 bills stacked on top of each other, the size of Empire State Buildings, all the way to Mars and back. Okay. At that point, we're just like, okay, you got to take it. I guess so. I guess that's what $1 trillion is. Now times that by 30. Does that mean, so to think about it, it blows your mind. It literally blows your mind. So you can see how it's just really, my earphones are popping out here. Chadwick, our first bank collapse of 2026 has arrived. Yeah, right on Monday morning. I think it collapsed on Friday, and they were trying to hide it. But that's part of the beauty of the crypto winter. You just sit back and enjoy it. If you're preparing for the bottom, which you should be, that's why I'm excited. I'm taking back my pick-a-pop bottles again in the garage. They've been collecting dust because my bags have been packed. But now I get this opportunity. I can actually take the bottles back to Pick-a-Pop, get my $1.80 for my 2.4 of black cherry Pick-a-Pop, and start stacking it down to the bottom. And then when it comes in October, I will have executed a position again, which I honestly didn't think I would. Because, my expectation of this bull run was that it would go way higher. And at that point, I'm not going to take back Pick-a-Pop bottles to, get into a $250,000 Bitcoin. Now, if it was 2029 and that was the new bear market, I would do it again. That's just what I'm going to be doing for the next 4 years. And meanwhile, I DCA into the crisis, which makes it super easy. I mean, it's never been easier. Just DCA into the crisis and then build a position for what's coming in October or November 2026. Kenny says 1,000,000 seconds is 12 days. 1,000,000,000 seconds is 32 years. And 1,000,000,000,000 is 32,000 years. But here's the thing. 1,000,000 seconds is 12 days. Gotcha. Where did it go? 1,000,000,000 seconds is 32 years. 32 years. Yeah, I get you. I get it. 32 years. I can recognize 32 years. And 1,000,000,000,000 is 32,000 years. Well, we go back to 32,000 years. I thought humans only got here when it was like, what happened? Isn't there something about like some superhero in the sky, Jesus, that came like 2,000 years? Is that 30,000 plus 2,000 years? You like and subscribe and share this.